In the Pokrovsk sector, tactical air operations once again demonstrated their dominance. Units of the Ukrainian 68th Separate Jäger Brigade Steel Hornets launched precision strikes using FPV drones against Russian infantry groups detected using ATVs in the open. Their objective was believed to be an infiltration maneuver into Ukrainian defense lines, or an evacuation attempt from a previous battle pressure point. The small group of Russian infantry attempted to utilize light vehicles for rapid maneuvers, hoping to escape Ukrainian pursuit, but instead became easy targets. Footage from the operation shows how the enemy, attempting a desperate maneuver, with their every move monitored by real-time cameras, ensuring their position and escape route were locked. Upon realizing he was being targeted, one of the Russian infantrymen was seen jumping from an ATV, attempting to flee on foot. However, in the open terrain, without cover and equipment, every step presented a golden opportunity for the Ukrainian drone operators. With full control, the FPV operator locked on to the target and guided the munitions into a low-flying airfield. Within seconds, the precision explosion struck the target, thwarting all escape attempts. In the attack, an abandoned ATV bore silent witness to the futility of the invaders' attempts to survive in the battle space, watched by the Steel Hornets' eagle eyes. In the second attack, units of Ukraine's 68th Separate Jäger Brigade, the Steel Hornets, also demonstrated how the enemy attempted to take cover and spread out in open terrain, but to no avail. FPV drones, piloted by experienced operators, soared at high speed, locked onto targets, and exploded directly over Russian infantry positions. Boom after boom rang out, leaving small craters in the ground and sprawling enemy bodies. The Flying Skull Battalion's swarm tactics demonstrated a high level of coordination. One drone pressed forward, the other drones drove in with a devastating blow. There was no room for escape. Every enemy movement was recorded on aerial cameras. Within minutes, the previously crowded path of Russian footfalls turned into a battlefield of death. This attack reaffirmed the effectiveness of FPV hunting tactics in open terrain, where Russian troops lacked cover. Drones are not just weapons of attack, but instruments of psychological domination, making every enemy movement on the front line a potential lethal punishment. The 68th Separate Jäger Brigade Steel Hornets continues to live up to its reputation as a ruthless hunting unit, guarding Ukraine's defense lines while instilling deep fear in the enemy. In Pokrovsk, the technological superiority and ingenuity of Ukrainian operators transformed the battlefield into a deadly hunting ground. That day, there was no safe haven for the invaders. At present, Ukrainian forces have launched a comprehensive strike campaign across the Donbas front, targeting Russian bases, training camps, and troop concentrations to systematically degrade Moscow's offensive capacity. Ukrainian forces have launched a sweeping strike campaign targeting Russian bases, training camps, and troop concentrations across the whole Donbas front to bleed out Russia's capacity for a renewed offensive. Coupled with the ground operations, these combined efforts have already inflicted 60,000 losses on the 110,000-strong initial Russian grouping since the start of the Pokrovsk offensive. A repeated Ukrainian strike came in the aftermath of one of the most significant blows against the Topaz plant in Donetsk, which housed a Russian command post. Eyewitnesses reported again thick smoke, multiple explosions, and noticeable damage to repair and logistics facilities. Meanwhile, other strikes in Donetsk have repeatedly hit troop concentrations, energy, and command infrastructure, preventing the Russians from regrouping smoothly or re-establishing staging areas, as well as the Russian army. The strike was confirmed by multiple released videos from the region. Closer to the front line near Mirnorod, Russian forces' concentrations were also targeted by the Ukrainians. In one geolocated video, a MiG-29 dropped a GBU-62 JDAM bomb on a cluster of Russian assault troops along with the nearby ammunition storage, obliterating both the fighters and their supplies simultaneously. In another strike, a similar precision weapon demolished a building sheltering an enemy assault group, cutting off the Russian operation before it really started. Such strikes have undercut the Russian ability to mass troops or prepare joint assaults threatening Pokrovsk. Essential strikes against Russian air defenses that are conducted in parallel with every radar or air defense system destroyed, meaning fewer obstacles for Ukrainian drones, missile launches, and fighter jets to reach high-value targets. For example, a Zoopark radar near Donetsk was destroyed after a Shark reconnaissance drone followed by a HIMARS artillery strike. 2 Pantsir S-1 systems were eliminated within 24 hours, one via a Ram-2X drone strike, the other in Snizhne by another still unidentified Ukrainian drone, removing critical mobile air defense cover. Armata! Near Donetsk, an expensive Russian Buk M2 system costing more than $10 million was geolocated and knocked out by HIMARS, as visible on a video published by a Ukrainian blog. Another Buk M1 was first tracked to a warehouse by a drone and targeted there unsuccessfully. But when Russian crews attempted to move it, Ukrainian operators readjusted their fire and destroyed it in the follow-up strike. These Ukrainian strikes have contributed to exceptional Russian losses in the Pokrovsk direction in the past 10 months, while the Russian command repeatedly tried outflanking maneuvers, infiltrations, and direct assaults aiming to capture Pokrovsk and sever its supply routes. Ukrainian analysts estimate that Russia has already lost around 60,000 soldiers, killed and wounded during the Pokrovsk offensive alone. The daily toll on Russian manpower and equipment has surged, particularly since the Russian breakthrough near Dobropilya failed and Ukrainian forces began isolating, cutting off, and eliminating trapped enemy units. In addition, Ukrainian air raids against troop concentrations and training camps in the rear have taken out Russian units before they ever reached the front line, reducing pressure on defenders and allowing Ukraine to repel assaults more efficiently. Meanwhile, the combined long-lasting strike campaign has added thousands of Russian losses to the statistic. Ukraine is executing a well-synchronized multi-layer campaign to first suppress Russian air defense, then strike command posts and logistical nodes, and finally funnel damage onto Russian forces in the rear or awaiting deployment. Because of these efforts, Russian attempts to mount large-scale assaults have been repeatedly delayed or canceled, as commanders suffer from the loss of staging bases, supply depots, repair facilities, and associated